Like me, you've probably heard a lot of board gaming stories over the years that start with, I wasn't really interested in board games, and then I played Catan. Catan was created by Klaus Teuber, and the impact his creation had on our hobby might be hard to measure, but it's significant. And it's inspired so many to become involved in the hobby, as players, game designers, publishers, and even media creators. Would there be a board game geek if its owner, Scott Alden, hadn't had a poker night fall through, causing them to pick up Catan and get hooked? If there'd been no board game geek, there probably wouldn't be a Watch It Played. And that's just a couple of personal examples, but there are thousands more. On Tuesday, April 1st, 2023, Klaus Teuber, the creator of Catan, passed away. So all of us here at Watch It Played want to take a moment to pause, remember, and express our gratitude for the positive experiences, stories, memories, and friendships that Klaus's work made possible, and to express our condolences to his friends and family. He will be missed, but his impact left on all of us will not be forgotten.
Here's the news. Clank Legacy 2 Acquisitions Incorporated Darkest Magic was announced. Wow, that's a title. I'd have called it The Clankening. The original Clank Legacy took the mega hit deck building and dungeon delving game Clank and turned it into a legacy experience where things change as you play through a campaign. And now we have a sequel with Clank 2 Legacy Acquisitions Incorporated Darkest Magic. There's a lot of Clank if you like Clank. All we really know so far is that it's coming from publisher Direwolf Digital. It plays 2 to 4 players, and it's the first Clank title to be going to Kickstarter on the 2nd of May. And we are told to set off on an adventure in a magical world filled with wonder, mystery, and maybe even some candy as we revisit the Penny Arcade Acquisition Incorporated world. So, if more Clank is what you want, then you don't have to wait too long. And coming even quicker is the Kickstarter for the Gwen Gaming Hobby Dining Table from Geeknson, which helped sponsor this episode. Launching in April, you can still start following the campaign right now, which is a good idea because early bird backers get to look forward to cool free accessories, including a 360 app-controlled USB-powered LED light, a 360 built-in internal card rail, a 360 built-in external accessory rail, and more. And that's all fantastic because, as we know, 360 is the best amount of degrees. Additionally, the Gwen Table campaign will feature matching furniture and a wide variety of modular accessories like card rails, wireless chargers, DM and player stations, and various acrylic accessories. So follow the link in this video's description to follow the Geeknson Gwen Kickstarter campaign now and be ready to step up to the table when it launches on April 19th. And we have more Santorini that's on its way to Kickstarter on April the 11th with Santorini Pantheon Edition. Plus, and this got me very excited indeed, a new Riddle of the Sphinx cooperative expansion. Santorini is, look, I'm just going to say it. It's a modern classic that embodies elegance in board game design. It plays 2 to 4 players and it's from Roxley, and look, I'm a big fan, okay? It's a beautiful abstract strategy game where the moves are simple. On a turn you move and then build as you try to get to the 3rd level of a building to win. And there's always delicious twists with the god powers. It's great. This Kickstarter looks like it's going to be a deluxe version of the game with lovely building pieces and new gods to play, but that's all we know so far. So I'm hoping that this co-op expansion will have puzzly problems to solve. And I'm also hoping that the Pantheon edition will have all the previous expansions and promos in it, but we don't know that yet. But we will know pretty soon next week. But either way, it looks absolutely beautiful. Leviathan Wilds is a game we covered here a while ago, and now it's relaunching on Kickstarter in the very near future, and I'm excited to talk about it because I got to demo the game and I really liked it. It's inspired in part by the mega hit video game Shadows of the Colossus, and Leviathan Wilds is a 1 to 4 player cooperative game about climbing and saving massive creatures. It's coming from Mooncrab Games, a new studio created from former Fantasy Flight and Z-Man game staff, and we are told that long ago the Leviathans lost their minds and tore the world apart. Oh dear. And after generations of hiding and struggle, humanity discovered that these frenzied Leviathans could be restored, and climbers willing to take the risk must explore the wilds and work together to heal the Leviathans roaming the world. The game board is a spiral-bound book with 15 of these Leviathans to save, which all have different challenges to overcome, and while you try not to lose your grip and fall. If you want to try it yourself, you absolutely can. It's available right now on Tabletop Simulator in an open beta, where you can play 14 of the 15 Leviathans, 7 of the characters, and 7 classes. Portuguese publisher Pythagoras have teased their upcoming Celtae, a worker swapping game powered by a rondel. I bloody love a rondel. Celtae plays 1 to 4 players who will, on their turn, swap one of their 3 active workers with one of the 3 workers on the action space they wish to perform. Then they perform that action, but it will be boosted if they have in their worker pool specific types of workers: farmers, builders, soldiers, and nobles. I'm going to be bad at this, but it sounds good to me. You'll be farming and building, battling and recruiting as you engage with the Druids Order, battling Roman armies, or expanding the Citadel while gaining bonuses. This all sounds very cool to me, so I'm very excited to learn more when it's released later this year. Descent. Legends of the Dark is getting a huge expansion. Fantasy Flight reimagined and re-released Descent in 2021, and now it's being expanded with the 1 to 4 player Descent, Legends of the Dark, The Betrayer's War, aka Descent Act 2, which rolls off the tongue. Descent, Legends of the Dark, The Betrayer's War is a sprawling cooperative dungeon crawler driven by player choice and powered by an app that controls the game from turn to turn without the need for a game master. The Betrayer's War is set to build on the adventure, introducing new villains, quests and mechanisms, and the game sees the players returning to Terranop, where they find themselves in an unlikely alliance with their greatest enemy, Waker the Betrayer, which is just like us at Watch It Played, and our friend Lying Jim. You have to work together to battle against the armies of dragons and the sinister machinations of Urthuk Yalan. Yep, not redoing that. That's what I'm going with. Urthuk Yalan. All 6 heroes from the original game return to defend their legacy, each equipped with a new hero card and a variety of abilities to aid them in their battle against the impending darkness and the Dragon Lord Levirax. Cosmos have announced Nunatak, a 2 to 4 player game of 3-dimensional construction where you build a step pyramid together in a mountain of ice, but while sounding like it would be helpful if this was a cooperative game, it isn't. For each pillar stone placed, you receive cards with different values that will affect your score in the end. And for every 4 pillars built in a square, a new level of the monument opens up, with the Temple of Ice growing step by step. This looks very cool, if not just a little bit devious. Osprey Games have announced Sankore, the Pride of Mansa Musa. That's being described as a dynamic, interactive midway Euro game for 1 to 4 players and looks very much like it is in the same line as their past game, Merv the Heart of the Silk Road. Due out at Essen, you'll be managing the prestigious University of Sankore in the 14th century Timbuktu, tasked by the Emperor Mansa Musa with spreading knowledge throughout Western Africa. By enrolling and graduating your pupils, teaching classes, adding to your curriculum and filling the great library with books, you'll advance knowledge in 4 main disciplines: theology, law, mathematics, and astronomy. And once construction of the university is complete, the value that the Empire places on each discipline will dramatically affect the score that you get. This looks great, and it has a dedicated solo mode where you play against a distinguished scholar. Americana was the breakout 5th studio album by The Offspring, though I preferred Conspiracy of One. But it's also the name of WizKid's latest announcement, which is instead a board game. Pack your bag and grab a journal. We are told it's time to trek through the 1930s American wilderness, wander the rural landscape and discover opportunities and threats unknown. There's friends, foes, cute and dangerous wildlife, and the mysteries of unexplored terrain, ominous abandoned buildings, and even the supernatural. I wasn't expecting this game to take that turn, but it certainly has. In Americana, you travel to new locations, collecting stories and constructing havens along the way, while you encounter a hungry cougar, a lost lumberjack, an ancient burial ground, a foggy swamp? Whatever it is, you will have to decide how to interact with them while using memories and inspiration to record your stories in your journey to document your adventure and score points. Fun story, I once encountered a mountain lion and we had to chase it off with sticks. Just outside of San Francisco. It's a truth that's actually happened. The object of this 2 to 4 player game is to collect the most points by establishing these havens across the land and writing about your travels. How you do that remains a bit of a mystery, but it certainly looks and sounds interesting to me and will be released later this year. Hey, thanks for joining me on location in this echoey hotel room. I appreciate you, but the next stop on this What You Played adventure still awaits, here with Chaz and what we're lovingly calling his shenanigans. Bye.